My name is Courtney Gilbert. I'm curator of visual arts at the Sun Valley Center for the Arts. The exhibition that we're looking at today is called The Brain. The brain is, both the most complicated and the least understood part of the human body. But neuroscientists have actually learned more about the brain structure and how it works in the last 10 years than they have in all previous centuries. And those discoveries are driving our interest in exploring this topic in greater depth. There are 5 contemporary artists featured in the exhibition. We also have a set of reproductions of drawings that were made by a doctor working in Spain at the turn of the 20th century. His name was Dr. Santiago Ramon y Cajal, and he's considered the father of modern neuroscience. He had grown up wanting to be an artist, and in the end was able to marry his love of art with his career as a doctor by making some of the earliest drawings of the cells and structures of the human brain. And the discoveries that he made became the foundation for modern neuroscience. Deborah Ashheim is an artist based in Southern California who came here to the Sun Valley Center for the Arts and spent 8 days installing 3 large-scale sculptures. She has a long-standing interest in neuroscience. She's been a visiting artist in a neuroscience lab at the University of San Francisco. She is really interested in memory and how memory works, how we store memories in our brains. We have on display 3 sculptures from 2 different bodies of work about memory. One is called Nostalgia. It's a spiral-shaped sculpture that is kind of a timeline of technology in that it features different types of light bulbs, from Edison to incandescent to halogen, xenon, LED, compact fluorescence. It ends with a model in a globe, a model of the theme building at LAX airport. We also have on display 2 sculptures from a series she calls Memory that are about kind of the loose network of memories that occur when we have one thought and it triggers memories of other people or places or times. And in this case too, she's embedded videos from her family's home movies of skiing, including there's footage of her when she was 2 on little plastic skis trying to learn how to ski. Sometimes our family memories or stories that we're told about things that happened before we were born or before we were old enough to actually remember them become a part of how we identify ourselves and how we create our own kind of manufactured memories. The structure of these sculptures is really loosely based on kind of the neural networks within our brains. Rebecca Kamen is an artist who's based in Virginia, and she's really interested in making artwork that can help illuminate what she calls the hidden beauty of science, in translating complex scientific concepts into beautiful sculptural objects that non-scientists can both appreciate but learn a little bit about the concepts behind them through. James Sterling Pitt is an artist who's based in Northern California. He's had a career making sculpture and works on paper. A number of years ago, he was in a fairly serious car accident that left him with challenges in terms of his short-term memory and also challenges reading. And he returned to his artistic practice as a way to kind of begin using his drawing as a way to document his memories. And he began making small drawings on paper that he called calendars. And they're covered with these really beautifully simple shapes and forms and symbols with palettes, with colors that are evocative of a moment or of a place, of weather, of the feeling of a place or of the sound of an experience. He says he doesn't use these drawings to record specific events, but just to kind of document the sensation of a moment or a place. Katherine Sherwood is a painter based in Berkeley, California. At the age of 44, suffered a massive cerebral hemorrhage that left her paralyzed on her right side, and she was right-handed. Up to that point, she had a career making small-scale paintings that were layered with different kinds of symbolic meaning. As she says, when she had her stroke, it was as if her life caught up to her art. And she went to her doctor for a checkup and saw the results of her brain scan and was so kind of amazed by the imagery that came out of these brain scans that she asked the doctors for them, and they became the basis for a new body of work. She taught herself to paint with her left hand. She began painting on a much larger scale. She describes these new paintings as flowing much more intuitively than her earlier work. In our project room, we have a series of paintings by an artist named Beverly. They're large-scale works made by silk screening enamel onto polished stainless steel. And her paintings, at first glance, they really look like op art from the 1960s. They're full of optical illusions. They seem kind of kinetic and dynamic. And so she's interested in the history of op art, which was meant to play with the idea of how to create the effect of 3 dimensions using just 2 dimensions, paint on canvas, and the idea of perception and how our brain perceives space through line and color. And she's taken op art now to a new level. She's very interested in the way that medical imaging represents the brain. So in a number of her paintings, there are images of EEG readouts and neuron spike readouts that she incorporates into the paintings themselves. I think they're both a consideration of the way that the medical industry represents the brain and represents brain activity in these readouts, and also the way that we have looked to the pharmaceutical industry to help us manage our brain health, often with great success and sometimes with challenges. I hope everyone will come on in and see the exhibition and participate in some of the related programming.